Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A rapist cardiologist sobbed in court as he was found guilty on dozens of counts of drugging and sexually assaulting women he would hunt down on online dating websites. Stephen Matthews, 36, has been on trial for the past several weeks, having been charged with 38 counts, all of which are felonies. Despite pleading not guilty in October 2023 to all counts, Matthews was found guilty of nearly all counts of sexual assault brought against him by jurors in Denver on Tuesday. The Denver cardiologist would meet women online, through dating apps, and go on to drug and assault them. He was charged with drugging 11 of his victims, and sexually assaulting 9 of them. Matthews broke down in court on Tuesday as the judge read dozens of guilty verdicts, occasionally putting his head in his hands and weeping. The former doctor has remained in custody at the Denver jail on a $5 million bond since his arrest in March 2023. He faces a minimum of 5 years in jail and a maximum sentence of 25 years. His sentencing is set for October 25. Prosecutors emphasized in closing arguments last week that each victim offered very similar accounts of what happened. The women said they met Matthews through online dating apps, such as Hinge and Tinder, beginning in 2019 and continuing through to early 2023. They were under the impression they were having drinks with the cardiologist, but then lost all memory of what happened next and woke up to believe they had been drugged and sexually assaulted, in some cases. Following Tuesday's decision, one of the victims told CBS, "A verdict doesn't change what happened to you. There are lifelong physical and emotional things that I will be dealing with as a result of what happened to me. I think he's not sorry for what he did. I think he's sorry he got caught," she continued. "He took away years of our life," another said. Prosecutors also argued that Matthews was strategic in identifying his targets. He would meet them at locations near his home, and then invite them over. "What we do know is that this is an obvious case of a man who feels entitled to perpetrate against women for his own benefit, by robbing them of memory, by robbing them of bodily autonomy, and by impairing their memories," prosecutors said. Defense attorneys argued that the case included many inconsistent stories from the alleged victims without any proof of evidence. This would be a case about stories, and at the end of the case, the DA's closing rested largely on stories, accusing stories that changed and often went untested by the government, defense attorneys said. "The case did have a lot of overwhelming emotion. We all were moved by the testimony that you heard. It was tough to listen to, but that's what the case ended up being about, overwhelming emotion and underwhelming evidence." Stephen J. Berg represented dozens of Matthews's alleged victims in a civil case. He said the victims' stories were all very similar. He would build trust and then get them to have a drink, usually close to his home, and drug them in that drink, Berg alleges. They would be very, very impaired and not know what was going on. And he would sexually assault them. He was very savvy and able to build trust. He'd say, "Let's meet in a public place," and talk about his dog, and then oftentimes use that as an excuse to head back to his house or apartment, Berg said.